It is time for our yearly draft. WWE will have the first overall pick thanks to their win in War Games at Survivor Series. Current champions are not eligible to be drafted, and the draft is a snake draft, meaning who picks first will rotate each round. Triple H will be handling all the drafting for the WWE. Eric Bischoff for WCW. With the number one overall pick, WWE selects Jey Uso. Jey coming back to WWE. You know that's got to be great news for world champion Roman Reigns. He gets his cousin back in the WWE. Round one, pick 2, Cody Rhodes. Staying in WCW last year, he was the number one overall pick. WCW using a first round pick to keep the American Nightmare right where he's at. Round number 2, pick 1, Seth freaking Rollins. He is headed to WCW. He's had a great run in WWE, but now he heads to the other brand. Round 2, pick 2, AJ Styles. AJ has been in WCW since day one here in our universe, but now he is a member of the WWE. Wow. Round number 2 saw some huge changes. Seth Rollins going to WCW, AJ Styles coming to the WWE. And speaking of the number one overall pick, here he is, Jey Uso. He will be here in our opening match. He will be reunited with his brother. Jimmy will be in his corner as he makes his way down to the ring as well. The Usos back together. And Jey Uso, this year's number one overall pick. And here in our opening match, he will be taking on somebody that his brothers, have had a lot of trouble with here lately. Sami Zayn, Sami and Kevin, defeating Jimmy and Solo for the WWE Tag Team Championships this past weekend at In Your House. But Sami here tonight will be in singles action against the newest member of the WWE roster main event, Jey Uso. Jey, who spent only the last 10 months in WCW, made the most of his time there. A former WCW United States champion, and spent the first 6 months in WCW undefeated until The Rock helped cost him. He qualified, or was trying to qualify, for the Elimination Chamber. Jey, a former multiple-time WWE Tag Team Champion, also held the WWE World Title on one occasion as well. Here come the new WWE Tag Team Champions, making their way to the ring. KO and Sami with a big night this past weekend at In Your House. They are the new WWE Tag Team Champions, and here we go. Jey Uso not wasting any time. And even though Jey has been in WCW over the last few months, he has been kind of intermingling with his cousin Roman Reigns. So it almost kind of feels like even though he's been in WCW, he has been mixing it up and teaming with Roman on a few occasions, as well as Seth Rollins, who will now be headed to WCW. And Seth Rollins played a big part in our main event at In Your House. The unsanctioned match between Roman Reigns and Jon Moxley. Jey with a spear. And we have not seen any offense out of Sami here so far. Uso splash from Jey. Jey hooks the leg. And that's going to do it in his return match here in the WWE main event. Jey Uso is your winner. Welcome back, Jey. Rounds 3 and 4 of the draft are up next. Pick 1 in round 3, Big Bronson Reed. WWE selects Bronson Reed, who has spent the last few years in WCW. Pick 2 in round 3, the Viper Randy Orton, headed to WCW. Round 4, pick 1, Penta, the hottest free agent out there today, and WCW scoops him up here in round 4. Pick number 2 in round 4, Gunther, staying right where he's been here in the WWE. Up next, we are going to see the WWE debut of the phenomenal AJ Styles. AJ, who has been with WCW since day one of the Open Mic Universe, and outside of that initial draft, this is actually the first time AJ Styles has been available when it's come to the draft. That's because the last 2 drafts, he was actually the WCW World Champion, a title that he held 5 times. To say that AJ Styles was the foundation of WCW over the past 3+ years would be a huge understatement. But here tonight in his WWE debut, he's taking on one of the fastest rising stars in the Open Mic Universe, Trick Williams. Trick, who came up a little short in the go-home SmackDown heading into In Your House. He had a rematch for the European Championship against Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo, though, with a little bit of help from his manager, Booker T, a guy that at one time was in the corner of Trick Williams. Trick was unable to regain the WWE European Championship. And here he is. He finds himself in there with maybe the most senior veteran on either roster, and a guy that I'm sure Triple H has wanted to bring over here to the WWE for some time. And now that he had the opportunity, AJ Styles is now here in WWE. Clothesline there from Styles. This could be a great opportunity for Trick. He's kind of held his own a little bit here against AJ. And now, right to the eyes. But this could be a good measuring stick for Trick to see where he measures up against someone like AJ Styles as he drops AJ down on that top rope. Styles sliding out the back door, takes out the knee of Trick. One of the things that I think is kind of overlooked with AJ Styles, it's his ring awareness. We know he's great in the ring, he's phenomenal. But that ring awareness is unmatched, and it's why he has been at the top for so long. 450 connects, hooks the leg. And AJ Styles, winner here in his debut match in the WWE. And I gotta be honest, it is weird to see him in a ring other than a WCW ring, but he is now here on the WWE roster, and he is victorious here on Raw. Rounds 5, 6, and 7 up next. WWE is on the clock, and they select Jordynne Grace, the hottest female free agent, is headed to the WWE. Pick 2 in round 5, WCW, selecting Damian Priest. Round number 6, WCW, they will be bringing Liv Morgan over from the WWE. Pick number 2, WWE selects Charlotte Flair. Much like AJ, Charlotte has spent her entire time here in the universe in the WCW. Round number 7, the LWO, headed to the WWE, Ray, Dom, and Raquel. And pick number 2 in round 7, Bianca Belair. The EST is staying in the WCW. We saw some swapping of places. And one of those women switching homes, Charlotte Flair, we mentioned it during her selection. Charlotte has been in WCW since day one here in the Open Mic universe. And she's got a new home. And she's going to have a little housewarming party here on Raw. Her opponent, another new member of the WWE roster, Jordynne Grace. Jordynne, the hottest female free agent available. She has got a home, and it is here in WWE. Both of these women doing battle here tonight. Here we go. Charlotte, a former multiple-time WCW Women's Champion. And you know coming in, she is definitely going to have her eye on WWE Women's Champion Becky Lynch. Jordynne, who made her debut here in the universe back at the Royal Rumble. Then we saw her kind of in some showcase matches heading into Backlash. That kind of didn't make friends with Ivy Nile. So those two met in a fight pit match back at Backlash. A match that Jordynne was the winner in. She was able to get Ivy to tap out. Charlotte with a cover. Jordynne slow to her feet. Now the Queen with a spear. While Jordynne may be new to the Open Mic universe, her reputation definitely well known. Charlotte again with the spear, but Jordynne able to leapfrog the Queen and sends her now into the corner. Much like Penta, who we saw got drafted earlier in the night to WCW. We saw him and we saw Jordynne in some showcase matches over the last couple of months, so there's been a lot of interest in where these free agents would end up. Juggernaut driver from Jordynne Grace, but only able to get a count of 1. And now that Jordynne has a home, this women's division, and really the women's division on both brands, just keeps getting better and better. You get a great new free agent like Jordynne Grace, a former champion like Charlotte Flair. No rest for the weary if you are the WWE Women's Champion like our current one, Becky Lynch. Charlotte taking Jordynne and dropping her down on the top rope. Now the Queen in position. We have seen this many times before. Figure 4 into a figure 8. And Jordynne Grace with no choice but to tap Charlotte Flair. Your winner. And wait a minute here. Charlotte extending her hand. I guess she was impressed with what she saw out of Jordynne Grace here tonight. Round number 8, pick 1. Whoa, WCW selecting Jimmy Uso. Jimmy, the reunion with his brother Jey short-lived. Pick number 2 in round 8, CM Punk staying right where he's at, as the WWE makes him their round 8 selection. Round number 9, pick 1, WWE will be stealing Tiffany Stratton from the WCW. Pick number 2, WCW doing the same. Bayley also swapping brands as she heads to WCW. Round number 10. Interesting selection. Joe Hendry, a free agent. He has got a new home here in the open mic universe. He heads to WCW. And pick number 2, The New Day. They are coming to the WWE. And that will conclude part 1 of the draft. Rounds 11 through 20 later this week on Nitro. And here comes the WWE World Champion Roman Reigns. Gotta think there's been some selections here tonight that he's liked. Maybe some that he's not a fan of. Let's hear from the champ. First things first, it's great to have Jey back home here in the WWE. Not too happy that we just lost Jimmy. I'll take that up with Hunter later. And in your house, we took care of business and we sent Jon Moxley back to the minor leagues. So now, your tribal chief's moving on, and he can go back to handling big boy business on his island of relevancy. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time from WCW Nitro.